Hello everyone, this is Dave Weisberger, CEO of CoinRoutes for This Week in Crypto, on location at Bitcoin 2022 Miami. With 25,000 plus of our best friends in crypto, Bitcoiners, descending on what we hear is the world's largest financial conference. It's interesting that this is taking place this week, right after Commissioner Gary Gensler delivered a speech that people are going to remember for a very long time. I could talk about the price action in Bitcoin, and I will. It's had a little bit of a softening as announcements get made on the stage, people get excited and pump it up, and then reality sets in and it comes settling back down. But in general, we're still in the same trading range we've been in for basically months, still toward the top of the range, and people are still cautiously optimistic. But let's talk about Chair Gensler and what he said. Interestingly, he claimed to have 4 questions for crypto, and really what it boiled down to is yet another attempt to talk about why he should regulate the sector and effectively suppress what investors really want. But let's talk about what he said, because really importantly, the first thing that he said that he's never admitted before is that there is a need for crypto exchanges to be able to trade both commodities, i.e. Bitcoin, and securities, what he thinks most other crypto tokens are. That is historic because honestly, it has never existed before. His goal, however, is going to rebound upon it, because what he said is perhaps it's a way for both the SEC and CFTC to regulate the same exchange, the same market. This is difficult, and the industry is going to push back on this rather dramatically. Even more importantly, however, is the fact that what he missed is these exchanges need to trade both Bitcoin and securities in the same transaction. If you think about why digital assets have a better market structure, it's because you could trade, for example, let's pick Chainlink. Someone might call that a security, someone may call it not. Right now it's considered a crypto, and so it's not considered that. But you could trade Chainlink against dollars, against euro, against pound sterling, against yen, against Bitcoin, against Ethereum, against stablecoins, all on the same platform. Now, consider a transaction of Chainlink against Bitcoin. Are you going to tell me that on the same trade, you're going to have the CFTC regulate Bitcoin and the SEC regulate Chainlink? It simply won't work. The rules that we have today, the securities laws, don't work. Before today, Mr. Gensler always said we could use securities laws, they worked for 70 years. While that's absurd on its face, the fact of the matter is he essentially opened the door to prove that he's been wrong in everything that he said. So that's the first thing that happened this week. I think it's very important from a crypto perspective. Obviously, people are talking about the conference, and they're talking about Jack Mallers saying that now Strike is going to be able to be used for transactions globally. A little-known side effect of this is the potential that people could use Bitcoin to pay for things without having to be KYC'd with the vendor they're paying for. What does that mean? It means an extra fiat on-off ramp, admittedly for small transactions, but it's smoothing the acceptance of Bitcoin into the financial system. Yes, I'm focusing this week on Bitcoin because that's where we are, but for people who are looking at the market, people who remember the fact that less than a month or two ago, Justin Trudeau rang the bell and told people you need to be censorship resistant because we, or the government, might take your assets away. That's important. So we are seeing more and more reason to believe that Bitcoin will be accepted worldwide as a store of value. And remember, the reason that Bitcoin trades the way that it does is effectively people treat it as an option. Most buyers of Bitcoin are people who believe in a long-term potential to go up by a factor of 10. One other statistic I saw this week is that we've literally reached an all-time high of coins migrating off exchanges and an all-time high in percentage of coins held in longer-term wallets. What is this indicative of? Well, my thesis, as you know if you've been watching this series, is that the rally that we saw from the lows up into the mid-40s was driven by fundamental long-term buyers. Those long-term buyers tend to be more patient. These statistics corroborate that and indicate that while we may be soft now, the uptrend is still clearly established. Sure, there's technical levels, and people are looking at 42,000 as a technical level, but the reality is, I think the possibility of a new bull run is quite high. More importantly, I think the possibility of winning the battle for better regulation in the United States was actually helped this week. So stay tuned. These are